sometimes great plans come to fruition. And all I can do is give a tip of the hat to a team in town that, has been doing their absolute best for you to give you an incredible future. And I'm, of course, talking about the Houston Rockets. I mean, bravo, guys. You got to give them credit because after last night's loss, they have mathematically clinched one of the NBA's 3 worst records. So there's still some debate over how far the Rockets could theoretically fall in the draft. And now they just have to out-tank the Spurs and Pistons so that they can't pick any later than 5. That's what you get if you're the worst team in the NBA. A 14% chance at the number 1 pick, and you can't pick later than the 5th overall pick. You know what? Good job, guys. And I know that Raphael Stone got a lot of crap, a lot of it from me, about not having a plan. But the plan was there. And, just like we dumped on the Houston Astros for tanking for 4 years, it led to a couple of World Series, whatever. We have to be, I guess looking at this through a different lens because it worked for the Astros. Of course, it's going to work for the Houston Rockets. And I'm just glad that these words of wisdom from Tilman Fertitta, we finally are getting closer to having our prayers answered.
Okay, well, I know we're not going to talk business, so I'll just say, go Rockets.
Hey, absolutely. we got, thank God we got 10 days off.
Thanks so much.
Pray for Victor.
Yes, happy Mardi Gras.
Pray for Victor. That's not sacrilegious at all on Mardi Gras, which, itself is the most sacrilegious thing I think that we Catholics do. But pray for Victor. So congratulations. Sean, can we get some ambience? Because I think the Rockets need to be praised for the depths to which they dove to ensure that they would get a 14% chance at the number 1 overall pick. What a plan. Who can forget all the times that Deshaun Nix was on the court? An incredible performance in how to be a point guard? Question mark? Who could forget the times that Steven Silas got absolutely no development out of Jalen Green? I guess you could argue he got some out of Jabari Smith Jr. That's been fun the last couple of weeks. But I mean, this team went into the year thinking to themselves, we're just not even going to get a point guard. Who cares about passing? Who cares about watchable basketball? Who cares about making anybody better? It's all about losing as many games as possible so that you can get the 14% chance at the number 1 overall pick and a French guy in Victor Wembanyama. I'm so thankful. I mean, Sean, the things that I know you watched as the real basketball mind of this program, the things they did, the just openness with which they were terrible. It was something else, man.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. It was a great time. I'll always have, loving memories of watching all these guys,
Yeah. And
Jay-Sean Nix try to throw the Celtics game.
One of my favorite parts...
Or Jay-Sean Tate, sorry.
Jay-Sean Tate, my
Jay-Sean
bad.
Nix is single-handedly responsible for the Miami Heat loss.
Listen,
which, again, look at these ping pong balls. Thank God for that.
Each team has an MVP at the end of the year, and Deshaun Nix is the Rockets
He really
guy.
is. He really is.
Right. It's not about development. It's about a 14% chance at the number 1 overall pick. By the way, it's 14%. So, I mean, it's not really a lock. So some might say, hey, that's not really a plan. That's just literally mailing it in for a year and hoping it all works out. And sometimes it does. Sometimes you don't put any effort into anything and it just all goes great for you. Maybe you got a guardian angel, or it's just luck shining down on you. But now comes the difficult part, and people are already coming after me because they're saying, hey, Paul, you don't have faith. You've talked about this before. Well, I realize I have to have faith. So to add a little ambience, for anyone who's been to a Catholic church, you'd recognize this music that's about to play in the background. It is time for us to pray for Victor. Victor Wembanyama, please be drafted by the Rockets. I hope that 14% chance of the number 1 overall pick works out. Tilman Fertitta hasn't dragged the franchise and sent it back into the Stone Age. So hopefully his prayers will be answered. And there we are. Yeah, they got it, guys. So everyone who wanted it, congratulations. I think we should all give each other warm handshakes, warm embraces. And it has me wondering, what are some of the worst plans in the history of the world? Because now that I'm done being sarcastic and an a-hole, this wasn't a plan. It wasn't. And I know if we take a look back in time at the Houston Astros as they gradually built themselves up, they tanked. And yes, they got some really good pieces as a result of tanking. Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman,
Mark Appel,
Brady Aiken. It's not like the tanking was the main reason that things changed for them, right? Jose Altuve became an MVP. Dallas Keuchel became a Cy Young Award winner. Lance McCullers, I think he was like a borderline first-round pick. He's been really good for them, but it was moves like signing Yuli Gurriel, like signing a Charlie Morton, Michael Brantley along the way, or robbing the Dodgers blind with the Yordan Alvarez trade. Tanking does help, but as a plan, as a whole, does it deserve the praise that it gets, especially given that it's going to turn you off from the sport entirely along the way? I don't think it should. I think it's immoral. I especially think it's immoral in football. And I mean, credit to the Texans who, they were tanking weeks 1 through 17, but at least in week 18, they woke up. I just don't like tanking as a whole. I don't like having your entire strategy based off of tanking. I think it's a bad plan.